Alrighty everybody, hello, it is Reaper Mods, and today we are going to be playing some BeamNG Drive. For more on that, we're going to be playing with BeamNP. So, once you get signed into your BeamNP, go ahead and search up CaRP, and you'll notice that we have all these servers. So today we're going to start off with River Highway. I'm going to hop into River Highway 2 just because that's my preference. And I will see you in just a second as soon as it loads in. Alrighty, now that we have it loading in, all the mods have downloaded, verified themselves, and now we're actually loading into the game. There we go. So first thing you're going to notice is this Lua error. Just go ahead and close it out. That's going to happen here and there. You're also going to notice how I have these menus over here. I have it set to where I can only see one at a time. Normally you're going to get stuff like this all over your screen. If you want it set to where you can hide it like I have mine set in like this and then adjusted so that I can only see this top bar. Very, very helpful. I'll go ahead and go back to the main here. That's going to be your menu system. You got your settings, which is going to be very helpful. I have mine set as in a single line, which is why it goes across the top like this. And I also have it only one window can open at a time. So if I click on any of these other icons, it'll automatically shut down one of the other ones. Next, I have the Lux Performance mod. What this does, I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty certain that it just makes it to where as people are further away, they're no longer loaded. That's my assumption, I'm not sure. The dynamic distance lights, I believe, is the headlights. And then your mission preferences here, we got off-road missions. I have that disabled for right now because my car can't handle it. Passenger missions, at the beginning it's probably okay, but if you don't have any seats in your vehicle, you're going to lose money for it, so I have that disabled because I don't have any seats yet. And enable GPS on missions, basically just auto waypoints it for you so that you don't have to try and find your location. Let's see, mission auto finish. When you drive into a mission zone, it will complete the mission for you. One here, the CaRP key pass through. Auto headlights at night. You can hover over that and see what it says. Basically, when it becomes nighttime, it'll just automatically turn it on. I personally don't like that because I'll just leave the headlights on at all times. And then you'll notice down here you got the CaRP companion login. That right now is not working, so don't worry about this. Then you got your prestige and self-wipe. Every time you've bought every single car available, which I'll show you here in a second, you can prestige. And then if you want to completely restart, you can click here on the self-wipe. I'm not going to do that, but I'll go ahead and head over to the dealership real quick, and in this case on this map, we are in vehicle. These pink icons, purple icons, I'm not 100% sure what color it's supposed to be, is the dealership. In this case, you start off with an Abishu Widgeon. That is your starter car. You can then buy the Pigeon or a Wydra, and these are your three vehicles that you can start with, no matter what. Then, you got your A sections here, and your B sections down here. In order to move to the next A tier, so A1, A2, A3, or B tier, B1, B2, B3, you have to first buy one car in each tier. So in this case, I've purchased the Piccolina. And now that I've purchased the Piccolina, I can buy one of these four cars in A2. Once I buy one of these cars, I can then buy one of the cars in A3, and so on and so on. In order to prestige, you have to own every single one of these cars to be able to prestige. Once you've prestige, you get the access to this here called vehicle upgrade or upranking. What this does is you can then click on a vehicle and prestige it, which will give you, as it says here, your pay according to this formula. The base price times 1.5, or base price plus next uprank plus and another uprank after, and divided by 2, whichever winds up being greater. Generally, it's going to be the second. A prestige player, you can upgrade vehicles. You can pay a large sum of money to make vehicles more profitable. And it doesn't necessarily state on how profitable, but we'll get to that a little bit later. First off, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off by grabbing things. I feel like when you start the game, the first thing you want to do, the very, very first thing you want to do, is come over to one of these hills, wherever it may be. And notice it pops open this menu here. First thing we're going to do is click on Get Mission. You'll notice that now we have the lines and on the map. Our waypoint. And just so not warn you guys right now, I'll go ahead and pause here and I'll meet you back. Alright, now that we have arrived, go ahead and deliver. As you see there, I just drove into the system and it automatically delivered. Now you'll see that it took me about 2 minutes 39 seconds. You can get a speed bonus. In this case, I don't have the speed bonus because I did have to repair. If you repair, you lose any of your bonuses, except for your distance and your cargo, because those ones are automatic. But anything else, your speed, your streaks, all of that, they get reset automatically if you reset your vehicle. So next things next is I'm gonna take you back to the garage and kind of explain after your first mission what you should do with your first vehicle so that you are not having as much difficulty. It's still going to be difficult to start off with, but it won't be as bad. So give me 1 second, I'll drive back over there and I'll meet you guys back. Alrighty, now back here at the garage, you'll notice that if I walk in here, I'll now get this garage welcome over here on my right. And you can place that wherever you want. I just put it there out of the way. And then you're going to want to push Control W. Assuming that you're going to be in the starter vehicle. I'll go ahead and spawn in the starter vehicle so that you guys can see what actually needs to be done. So this is the starter vehicle. It's super slow, kind of broken. So Control W. I'll come in here. Everything that has a green check mark you've already owned, so you don't have to pay money again. You'll notice that there's a price right here next to it. We'll go ahead and open this up. The first thing we're going to look at is our suspension. We're going to see I've already purchased some coilovers. Generally this would start off as empty. Brakes, I've already purchased the brakes. Normally this would start off as empty. And same with the front. I believe you get to start off with front brakes, and I think you start off with the front coil, but I don't fully remember. This actually may be how it started. The real first thing that you want to do is come in here and put a radiator in it, preferably the high performance. If you can't afford the high performance, get the regular radiator, but you want a radiator. So now that that's done, you also really want to get out of this clogged 3-speed manual transmission. I prefer the 5-speed just because it's going to make things better. Next thing is your rusted long block. That thing is going to cause all sorts of problems. So I switched straight up to the heavy duty long block, and you'll notice I now have all the RPM. Now once you have that, you want to make sure you get some sort of rev limiter. And this is just the basics. You don't really need anything else. You don't necessarily need the heavy duty, but for the pricing on all of this, I just go straight for the heavy duty. And then you got your engines that you can switch to. This diesel engine is a fairly decent one, but it's meant for torque. I would suggest to stay with the gasoline, the 1300cc here, and that would probably be your best. After you're done with that and you've completely purchased that stuff, we'd come over here to your tuning and adjust. I preferably like to set the RPM cut time down just so that it shoots flames out the back. Really suggest readjusting the steering center alignment and your tire pressures, because you lose a lot of speed with that being the way it is. Gonna leave the wheel offset how it is. Notice that there are other people here with much better vehicles. And we will go ahead and we will start moving. Notice that these lights are not the best lights in the world. That is probably another good upgrade because there is the day-night cycle. We'll head back over here to the garage, or the dealership, just so that you can see. It's not too far away, so I'm going to try to get there. Alright, so once you are ready to buy your next vehicle, you're going to come over here to the dealership. You're going to have the pop-up. You're going to buy your next vehicle. I'm just going to click on one so that you guys can see. I don't have the money for this, but it's going to pop up confirming vehicle purchase unless you have this skip box here checked. And I'm going to hit cancel because I don't have the money for it, but once you have the money, you'd hit confirm. And now you own that vehicle. You'll see the green check marks. Once you own that vehicle, you can't spawn it in unless you're in a garage zone. So we're going to drive back over once you purchase your vehicle to the garage zone. And that's out of the widget there for you. Alright, now that we're back in the garage zone, Control E will open up the vehicles. I purchased the Piccolina, so we'll go ahead and pick on this. Normally you would click on the 30. This is your starter for all of them. If you have enough money to buy one of these configs, go for it. Let's say the drag sequential here. Say I had enough money for this. If you click on replace current, I don't. Now I notice I tried to buy 59 parts for $65. I don't have that much money. And you'll notice that it put me in somebody else's. You just have until you go back in your vehicle. You'll know it's your vehicle because, one, it'll be the vehicle you were just in, and two, you'll be able to give it gas to make it move. And now that we are back here, I'm gonna back out, hop back in, just to verify that I'm in the garage, and I will come back into here, and I'm gonna spawn in the one that I've already configured. But you would normally start with the 30. The 30 is completely free. It's the one that you just purchased in the dealership. And basically with this, you're going to come back in here, you're going to go through your tuning and reset your tire pressures and all your wheel alignments again. That's like the very first thing that you should be doing when you buy a brand new car. And then from there, you can come in and change your license plates, your paint, any engine stuff that you want to change, all this. And once you're done, you go back to doing missions. In order to find missions, if you don't know where one is at, you've got your check mark, your boxes up here. You got your help section, and then you can go to a trader spot / mission, which is what this one here is called. Your garages / repair zones, your gas station, and your charging stations, and then dealerships. So if you need to find any of these 5 main components in the game, there's a quick, easy way to do it here. This here is your emergency refueling. If you run completely out of gas, it'll give you like 1 or 2% maybe, and it is helpful. Your weak nodes, this one's free. If you need to move it a little bit, it's very, very weak, like almost not usable. Some of the cars it helps, but it's very weak. Then you have your strong node grab, which is basically your full power node grab, and then flip vehicle. You'll notice here it states that you will cancel trailers if you have to use this. So if you're in a trailer mission, you will no longer have your trailer mission. It'll just immediately cancel it. Up here you got parties. You can create a party and invite somebody to it. You got your spawner, which allows you to spawn the starter vehicle, whatever the last vehicle is that you use, and you can create custom configs. I have 3 custom ones here that I don't have access to right now because I just reset myself. Next thing up, we got your corporations, which you can see I'm not in one. It's gonna cost 300,000, but you have to be level 20 before you can start a corporation. I am over level 20 right now. Next thing here, we got a custom menu. You can customize this to however you like. I decided to have my balance and my spawns so that I could easily just stay in this one menu and not worry about it. Next here, you got your vehicle status, which tells you your power at which RPM, power and torque at set RPM, your vehicle's weight, and your turn. Next thing, you got your vehicle inventory, how many slots you have available to use. You have to purchase your boxes and stuff for the vehicle for this to go up. I think this vehicle starts at like 11. Achievements. You'll notice this one popped up over here because I don't have it in there. You can see that I've got a couple of the achievements. Complete 100 missions in Jungle Rock. Achieve prestige rank number 1, which I should have, but oh well. I hate sand. Complete 100 missions in Johnson Valley. Reach vehicle tier 1. Spend $50,000 in repairs. I'm assuming that this is in one repair. Complete 100 missions. Apparently I'm not quite there yet. I thought I would be by now. Spend 500,000 in parts for your vehicle, and so on and so on. You can read through all of the achievements. You get your daily bonuses. Every so often you get some new ones. I need to finish 15 sessions, finish 3 missions while in the Widgeon, and completely fill up the vehicle tank. So drain it completely empty and fill it all the way full. After that, we got the weather, which just tells you a little bit about what the game's set up. There's some clouds, no rain, light fog, and then alright, I think that's a good basis. The next, looks like the server just crashed anyway, so looks like from here on, it's gonna be mostly just missions for the most part that you guys get to see. So, with that, this is Reaper Mods signing off.